Coucou, salam, my loves, Marhaba, habibetey. It's been a minute since we've done a get ready with me, so I thought I would do that today, like a full face. I've got a bunch of new products to try out, so I thought, hey, why not? I'm gonna start with my Clé de Peau. Can you see how much I've squeezed out of this? My cream foundation. Why are you flashing low battery? Why you gotta do me like that? Anyways, I've been using this guy nonstop. I'm gonna use my Canon brush with it, the Oh Wow double brush. So I use the flat side to do my foundation, and the other side, like the rounded side, to do my concealer. If this cuts off, we might take a break mid foundation and come back to you. Anyways, I was gonna say about this brush, I'll probably film a whole review on it for you guys soon. I will say that with something like full coverage like this guy, it's nice. I prefer my Beauty Blender a little bit more. I love this. I take it with me on the go. And I think with like the CC cream that I wear that's in my travel, that was in my makeup bag in my purse, it's perfect because it's quick and it spreads everything out in like a nice even layer. And we're good to go. So yeah, like I said, I'll do a whole review on it, but I wanted to tell you about it as I was putting it on. This flashing light is distracting me. Okay, what I was saying before it cut me off was that I like the brush a lot for like a lighter CC cream. Oh, still getting used to this chair. Anyways, but with something fuller, it doesn't work as well as my Beauty Blender. I'm gonna take my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair and use that underneath my eyes. I like a super bright under eye, so I found that Fair is great. I'm about I don't know. I go between NC and NW. I think I'm more of like a neutral undertone, like I'm kind of in the middle. So I can get away with going yellow tone or pink tone. So I'm like a 25 in the MAC range. And I find that Fair is the color I'm using. A lot of you have been asking because this guy's a little bit harder to get, so you're wondering what my shade is. Like I said, I'm using Fair, which is the lightest, and it's because I like a super bright under eye. You could definitely tone it down a little. So like I said, I use the rounded side to do my under eye, and I will say again, with something as thick as this guy, it works fine. It works better when I use it on the go with my MAC Mineralize, which is much lighter. So I just find that it blends it really effortlessly and quickly that way. But as you guys have probably heard a million times, this guy is nice and thick, so a little bit goes a long way. I will say if you have super dry skin, I probably wouldn't recommend this because it does kind of have the potential to accentuate any of that dryness. And then I try to avoid sometimes those like little fine lines. I can usually smooth them out with like once I get my powder in there and stuff, but it's not, because it's so thick and so concealing, it will cling to those little areas. Okay, for powder, there's a lot of light, and I usually do this without my contacts, so I'm seeing all kinds of fun new imperfections in my face. I'm gonna take my Narcissus palette, and then I'll take these two guys to highlight and bronze up with. They're sold, this palette was limited edition, and this is my Wayne Goss, it's that holiday brush that he came out with just recently. It's so soft, I just adore it. Anyways, and so while this palette is limited edition, these two that I've made the most use out of come as a duo in the Olympia palette in their permanent collection. So if you wanted them, you could totally get them. I think I'm gonna hit pan probably on the beigey shade pretty soon, and we'll be needing to refill. And then I'm gonna take my Armani powder. This guy is in shade 2. Like, can we see how much pan is left on this? Just a little tiny bit. I just want to set mainly the areas that get oily throughout the day. So you guys know this new, I don't know if it's new, but it's more probably than it used to be, like highlighting the nose. I think it looks so pretty on so many people. Every time I try it, I'm just like, I have this like overwhelming urge to blot my nose. So I'm gonna see if I can keep pulling myself out of my comfort zone, but so far it has not been very promising. The other new thing that I wanted to try on camera is this Becca the one perfecting brush. So Erica sent this to me and I have been wanting to try it and just never finding the chance to, so let's try it together here on camera. So it's a nice big dense brush and you're supposed to be able to use it for everything. I think there's a little picture in here. Like use it for brush, for contour, for everything. Powder wise that you would put on your face. So let's give it a shot. Like I said, I'm gonna go into this powder from the NARS palette. I'm gonna take a little bit on the edge and then try to contour with that. Oh, it gives you a nice sharp line. It's not too bad, you guys. I kind of like that. I will say it's like a little bulky in your hand, but I think you could probably get used to it. It's not bad. Let's try it with blush and see how it goes. So I'm gonna use this Estee Lauder palette. It came with this guy and then the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna stay quite cool. Like, not like I'm cool, but cool in color. I'm gonna go with this one. And let's see how that works. I was actually most worried about blush. And I quite like the way that it applies it. That is nice. Let's do the other side. I like that. And we'll do some of this light color on the other side for highlighter. That is also really nice. So I'll probably still film that video to give you like the full lowdown on both this one and the other brush that I just used for my foundation. But first impressions, if you're watching this one first, is I like it. I don't think it's as precise as using individual brushes for each. But again, it's one of those things that if you want to kind of simplify your routine and move faster, this would be a great way to do that. So yeah, in the spirit of this lovely technical difficulty filled day, my mic cut out right when I wanted to film this part. So instead of refilming, I thought I would voice over. So what I was telling you is that, again, the camera cut out. So I put lips and brows on, and I'm showing you the Masquarade palette, which is the palette I want to use from the Juvia's Place. Of the three palettes, this one is my favorite. I really enjoy it. On my lips is OCC's Liptar and Technopagan, and what I'm about to put on my eyes is Urban's Decay's eye pencil. This is like a really bad, like, karate movie where the sound doesn't line up to what the person is saying. Anyways, I guess there's all kinds of movies. It's not just karate movies, Sarah, don't be racist. Anyways, LSD, Urban Decay eye pencils is going on my eye, and I'm going to blend that out. Technopagan, which is on my lips, used to be my jam, and I haven't worn it in a really long time, so I really wanted to wear it today. I have a full review on the Juvia's Place palettes coming up. I just filmed it. I'll probably put it up in a couple days. Of the three, if you want kind of a Cliff Notes version, I would recommend this guy, and I would recommend it for the 2 rows of bright colors in it. Those are really my favorite in this palette and in the line. So I think what I went on to tell you was about the new XXX movie that just came out, and I made some like stupid corny joke about not XXX like bow chicka wow wow. XXX isn't the one with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, totally my jam. It was a fun movie. It made me smile. It was totally what I wanted it to be. I don't know if any of you guys watched the series Fresh Off the Boat, but the way Eddie's mom feels about not Vin Diesel, Samuel L. Jackson? No, Denzel. Denzel Washington movies is the way I feel about Vin Diesel movies. And I was then going on to tell you about a story about how me and my bestie became me and my bestie early in our like friendship. I love mainly rom-coms, but you know, there are certain actors who I will watch any of their work, Vin Diesel being like one of 3. And she is a big sci-fi fan. Okay. Yeah, I was showing you the 2 rows that I really like, the 2 neutrals that are fine. I take the brighter blue and capri, that one, and I put it all over my eye with a 217 from MAC, which after I put it on my eye, spoiler alert, I realized it's not actually super clean, so we got a little bit of peach in there, but I think it works. Anyways, so we realized we were besties when we were having a movie night. We watched a bunch of the movies that I loved, and she shows up with Pitch Black, which
If you've never seen, you should watch. It's a beautifully horrendous sci-fi movie. But it was in that moment that it solidified the fact that like we were gonna be buds. We were gonna be buds. Um, because we got each other when we found things that made us both happy, and we like thought about the other person. Anyways, it was super silly. But in watching Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage today, I remembered all that, and I sent her like a sappy voice message. So I thought I would share that story with you guys. Evidently, I am talking a lot faster here than I was in the video while I was filming. So we'll see if I can remember what it is that I said. You will notice there on my right eye, there's fallout in my inner corner. I very, very rarely get fallout. Very rarely, which I'm a fan of. I'm not complaining about. But this palette, especially with these bright colors, does have some fallout. So it is one of those palettes that you could definitely stop and do your base makeup first if that is your jam. It will help kind of preventing you having to go back in. I just went back in with some concealer off camera and brighten that area up, especially with the blue, right? It just looks like I've been punched in the eye. So yeah, you could definitely do your eye makeup first with this guy. In a moment here, hopefully, you will see that I take a MAC 239. Probably still talking about Vin Diesel. See? Oh, there we go. I cleaned it up a little with my finger, and then with some concealer. I'm not going to edit that out. I usually would, but hey. Oh, anyways, MAC 239, and we're taking that color on the end, which I cannot remember the name of right now. But it's a dark blue color, and I kind of wanted to halo it a little bit. So I'm mainly starting on the outside corner and blending that part, and then I go into the inside corner and blend, leaving the inside blank, not blank, but leaving it free of the darker color so you can really get kind of a haloed effect. I do a lot of the same kind of shapes on my eyes with like one color in the crease, one color on the lid, and one color in the outer corner. It's nice to sometimes break outside of that comfort zone a little bit. So I really do like how it turned out. I think the base with the Urban Decay pencil underneath it made it really lovely because it added a little bit of shimmer to it too, and a little bit of dimension. Always starting with a base that's a different color just gives whatever you lay on top of it even that much more dimension, which is nice. So yeah, I don't remember what I was still talking about. I have no idea. Let me know if any of you guys are Vin Diesel fans in the same way that I am. The Fast and Furious franchise, probably one of my favorite franchises, but the Triple X franchise, especially with the new movie that just came out, I'm a big fan of. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. I think the next clip has audio again in it, so we should be good to go.
I don't think I've had this much difficulty filming in a long time. Anyways, I added some mascara and a little bit of that pencil underneath my eye. But this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. It reminds me of, it was maybe 2 Februaries ago. I went with my cousin. We went to the MAC store, the MAC counter, whatever it was, for a birthday and got makeovers. And I asked them to do a look on me that was reminiscent of like the look that Beyonce has in one of her music videos, and it's blanking. I'm blanking right now on the name of it, but that's what this reminds me of. Anyways, despite all the complications, I had fun filming for you guys. Tag me if you recreate a similar kind of look or any different kinds of looks. Just I always like to look online for inspiration, so inspire me with your makeup looks as well. Let's do some quick points of positivity and have it be a wrap on this video. My first point of positivity is the movie I saw. Obviously I rambled. Hopefully, I think I'm just gonna do a voiceover over the part where the mic cut out, so hopefully you heard some of my ramble about the new Triple X movie. Was primo. My second point of positivity is a nice sunny day today, and the third is this makeup look that I'm super digging. That'll get me through a bunch of errands and stuff that I have to get through the rest of the day. Anyways, that is it for me. Let me know it's making you guys smile today. We'll talk to you soon, but before I leave you, as always, let me remind you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.